Thank you. What's up everyone? Welcome to Sydney, Australia. Today we've come to Bondi and I'm going to make a video just of the day. So I'm still catching up with videos from Bali and editing those. So this week that we have in Sydney, I'm just going to pick a couple of little days and make separate videos for that. So we're actually going to be doing a little coastal walk down to Bronte, or Brunt, or Bronte. Don't know how you pronounce it. Also today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on this guy. This is the Zhiyun Crane, and this is a 3-axis stabilizer for mirrorless cameras. So I use it with my Sony A7R, and I'm going to be using it to kind of stabilize some film shots. And yeah, I've been testing it already with various different shots around Melbourne. It comes out really smooth, but you just have to be careful of your footwork as well. And some of those shots I'll throw on the screen now, and I really like it for when you're following a subject. So if someone's walking in front of you and you get shots of that, or if you want to kind of creep out from a rock or something to film a wide landscape, it works really well to just reveal the landscape behind. And of course it works well if you're just walking and getting stable shots, because footwork always shows up those small vibrations. You just put your camera on this spatula-like end and turn it on and it'll stabilize it. So in principle this gimbal works the same as any sort of physics-based gimbal, even though this one's powered. You still have to balance it on your 3 axes, and then you hold down the side and then it turns on. And now I can use this joystick and I can position it and choose the different modes. So there are 3 modes to the gimbal, and to toggle between them you just either do a single tap on the joystick or a double tap. And in the instructions there's actually a little diagram that shows you the little route that you have to go, because sometimes you do a single tap and it toggles between 2 modes, and then a double tap to toggle to the 3rd mode. So you need to be aware of what mode you're in to know what mode you're going to. It's a little bit confusing, must be honest, but once you've worked it out, it's pretty straightforward. So the first mode that I'll talk about is one where you can do smooth panning. So as you move the gimbal left and right, the motion will be smooth, and you use the joystick to control the tilt. So this is mode 1, and we can do panning. If I twist the handle, it just goes smooth. If I go up and down, the camera maintains its position on the tilt, and then adjusting the joystick will tilt the camera up or down. Now the second mode is one where you can have a fixed position and use the joystick to pan it to the left and right and tilt it up and down. And then as you move around, the camera generally points in the same direction, so you can sort of hold a fixed shot. It doesn't work 100% fixed shot, because obviously as you're moving, your center of gravity is actually going to change. So you could do it fixed, you just have to be extremely precise with your handwork. So as I move the camera, it's going to maintain its fix. And if I twist the handle, the camera still stays fixed on that position. And if I use the joystick, I can position wherever we're going. And then the third option, which is one that I actually prefer to use when doing following tracking shots, is one where you have smooth panning and tilting up and down. So as you move the gimbal, it will automatically do a smooth transition to the next movement, and then the joystick controls the actual horizon level of your camera. So if you're on an uneven surface, or if your camera is balanced off to the different side, then you can change it just like that. Using the joystick I can twist my horizon, and if I move the gimbal up and down, it just slowly transitions. You see how the camera is now pointed down, go up, the camera will now point up, twist to the side, and it will smoothly go left and right. So it's a little bit difficult doing this all with one hand, but hopefully you get the idea. Now there is also another mode. If you triple click the joystick, you'll get a selfie mode. Just like that. Hello. So I will be putting together a video from today in Sydney. So starting off obviously in Bondi, and I think later on we're going to head into some of the more scenic areas of the CBD. So I'll put that video at the end of this vlog, and hopefully you'll enjoy that and see some of the stable shots from the crane. So now made it to Bronte, and that hour-long walk ended up being about an hour and a half, so not too bad. I think we're going to take a bus into centre of Sydney now, and maybe get some lunch somewhere, and carry on getting some more shots with the crane. Woo! So we just come down to Angel Place in the CBD of Sydney, which is where there are loads and loads of bird cages and they've got some music playing, and I just got this one shot that I'm really pleased with. It's really cinematic looking, and then I just kind of circle around Bonnie as she's taking another shot, and it just looks so, like, so awesome because it's all stabilized, and I'm really pleased with that. So I'm just going to throw that in here. It will also be in the sequence later on, but I'm super chuffed with that one. So we made it to Macquarie's Chair, which is probably one of the best views of the Sydney Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. It's still a bit too bright though. It's like middle of the day in the middle of summer, so it's really bright and the water's really reflective. So the shots in terms of lighting aren't so great, but still just testing out the crane, and I'm really enjoying using it. It's kind of a new tool to work with. So I don't know if you know before, but all of my other videos have always been handheld. I know I've got pretty steady hands anyway, so using this has kind of helped to remove those like subtle bumps and just like slight shifts in weight that you get when you're filming with your hands. So I can definitely see it being a useful thing to have. It doesn't weigh too much. It's probably the same as carrying like a very small travel tripod. You can just kind of slot it into your bag and forget about it. It does actually come with a hard case as well. I've actually shipped that back to London, so I'm just carrying it naked in my case at the moment. But the hard case is like one of those small Pelican cases. But yeah, I've really enjoyed using this. I'm probably going to use it a lot more on future videos. I'm not sure if I'm going to carry it with me everywhere, but if I'm doing some dedicated high quality stuff, particularly if it's like following people, if it's like an interview shot, or if it's like a moving subject but maintaining focus, I'll probably be using the crane. Now when it comes to focusing the camera, that's one thing you do need to bear in mind with, because when it's actually stabilized and it's powered, you can't really touch the camera because you'd be putting stress on the motors and you don't really want to be throwing it off balance. So you either have to use a standard distance between what you're filming and try and maintain that distance and keep your focus there, use a smaller aperture so that more things are in focus, or use autofocus on video, which is something that I don't really do. I prefer to use manual focus, so that's something you do need to bear in mind with. Generally I just try and maintain a good focus distance between my subjects so that I can keep that focus sharp. So yeah, you have to like watch your foot movement. So yeah, you can't really touch the lens or anything because you'll affect the focus. So you kind of just have to set your focus and then maintain the balance like this. But you can see it's pretty stable. It's pretty cool. Look at that. Look at that.
That's so weird. Do that again. Do that again.
Like, you can be pretty ruthless with it. And it and then selfie mode like this. It's pretty sweet, huh? So as I said, I'm still fairly new to using this. I've only really been using it on a few separate days, given the amount of travel I've been doing and moving out of my house, a bit Canadian there, moving out of my house in Melbourne. I've not really been able to dedicate a solid amount of time to using this, but it is definitely something that I'm going to be using a lot more, and we'll be featuring it in future videos. So keep an eye out for that, and you'll see it probably popping up in various travels. So I'm going to New Zealand soon. That's going to be epic. Really, really looking forward to that. Hopefully you can get some nice stable shots, probably in the car when we're doing road trip stuff. That's going to be great. Some other motion-based work, this is actually going to be really handy. So yeah, this crane looks like it's going to be a useful tool, so I definitely want to thank Zhiyun for sending it out to me. So I'm just going to leave you with the video that I have been filming today, and I hope you enjoy this, and make sure you go and check out the blog. At some point I'll be doing some more write-ups on this, and if you're new to my channel, then subscribe and you'll catch future videos. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you later. Ciao!